All right, everyone. Hi and good morning, one and all. This video, I'm going to be basically showing you a real life example. So the example goes like this. Basically, your company is asking you, you have a 2 pandas data frame, which has about 10,000 email addresses. Now they have asked you, hey, can you develop a script which will give us the common email address between both the CSV files? Now you might say, hey, how do I do that? So this is a question. Your company gave you 2 CSV files with more than 10,000 email addresses. They want you to send them a file which has the common email address between both the CSV file. All right, guys. Now, a lot of people might think, hey, I'm going to use Excel for this. Like, okay, go ahead. I'm a software engineer. I'm going to use programmatic, right? So let's see how do we do that. Before this, I want to show you something called as name tuple. So this is a regular tuple, right? So you see how it's a key value. But what is a name tuple is basically it's pretty nice, better than the regular tuple. For example, you can say from collection.name tuple. I define this as a point. I say it's gonna take 2 arguments, x and y. And when I can access this as a constructor, it's like an object. You see, p1 equals to point 1020, p2 equals to point 3020, and I can access it using the dot operator p1.x. So the thing is, I don't have to use index, guys. Like, subscript operator like 0. So this is like the more professional way of using tuple. So I can print it like p1. If I say p1, it's gonna say point x equal to 10, y equals to this. You can also replace the values. So it's a much better approach of using name tuples. Okay, guys, enough of that. Now, jumping into the straight problem. Have 2 CSV files like a pandas data frame. How do I get duplicate emails out, or how do I get the list of duplicate emails? Okay, let's do it, man. So what I'm gonna do is, this is not that straightforward, guys, if you think so. So let me just define 2 pandas data frame with like 10,000 email addresses. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, now that's my first pandas data frame. I'm gonna write my first pandas data frame. So you gotta think now, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna say df1. Remember, it's 10,000. That's a lot of email. Okay, so df1 dot I'm gonna say head. Let's see the first 4 email address. So yes, you have a list of email addresses, right? So yep. Now I'm gonna define one more pandas data frame. That's my second CSV file. So I should have said df2, my bad. So what I'm gonna do is basically I'm gonna print the header of it. So let's say 4, right? So I have 2 email addresses, 2 CSV file that I just read as a pandas data frame has about 10,000 email addresses. Now I need to develop a script to determine the common email address between both of them, and I need to skip them. So you have to do some you have to develop some kind of algorithm for this, right? So here you see I have 2 pandas data frame, right? One of the approach that I see to do this is basically, this is how I would do it. I don't know about you. So what I did is basically I would develop the algorithm or steps, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. So I would define a list like, oops, df. Okay, so I think it has to be df1, df2. Yeah. So I'm going to define 2 lists, that is df1 and df2, right? So let me make sure the length of both the lists are. So here you can see has 10,000. I'm gonna put in the second list, 10,000 again. So what I will do is I'll use like kind of it's like I'm gonna use like 2 for loops. I'm just gonna iterate over both the list. I'm gonna keep checking like all the yeah. So so something like like this. So what I'm gonna do is basically before that I'm gonna define 2 lists here. Okay. So this is my algorithm. So I'm gonna be saying, hey, so let me actually show you. So I'm gonna define like, for now, just to explain you. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 2 is equal to 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's say you have 2 lists, right? What I would do is basically for I in range, so from 0 to length of, I would say L1. So I'm just gonna show you what's going on. Okay, for j in range 0 comma length of L2 minus 1, right? Print oops p print print a of sorry, L1 of I L I can't see. L1 of I, L1 of J. Let's see. So see what happened is basically it took one. It started comparing over all the list like 1 and 3, 1 and 4, then it took the second number, that is 2, 2 and 3, then 2 and 4, then it took the third number and it started comparing. So it's like kind of like I'm iterating, I'm finding all the possible like combinations. So then when it comes to 3, so 3 and 3, then 3 and 4 and so on. I think I should have done this way maybe. Yeah, this is better. So 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 3, 3 and 4, 3 and 5. So I'm basically trying to get all the combinations, right? So once I do that, that's my algorithm, right? So now I can actually use it on the 10,000 emails. Okay, so let me run this again. Okay, so what I'll do is now I'm gonna say if. Now still the problem is not done. Okay, it's you just found the common emails. You got to remove that. Okay, so it's pretty interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check here if L1 of I is equal to L2 of J. Okay, if L1 of I is equal to L2 of J, what I'm gonna do is temp dot append. Now here is the thing. I'm not gonna use the regular list. I'm using like let me show you guys. Let me show you. So duplicate I, that means the index, that is that the email is there, the duplicate email, and that basically duplicate email, right? So duplicate is basically a named tuple, right? So if I actually run the script, the else statement indentation. Okay. Now if I actually look at the temp, oops, it's gonna take a while because you're doing over 10,000 email, guys. So so think about it. It's gonna take first email, check with all the 10,000, second email, check with all the 10,000. It's gonna do all of that like 2 times for loop. I know it's not the most efficient one, but this is how I did it. If the emails were sorted in an ascending order, you could have used like bubble sort. Sorry, binary search algorithm. Sorry. Binary search algorithm. So you can start from the middle and you keep moving the pointers. So again, assuming the email like it was sorted, but I don't think again binary search will also work because even if it is sorted in ascending, how do I assure that it's the right email? I mean, so that's the one I thought of. Okay, I mean, so here you can see that it's complete. Now these are the email address that is common between both the CSV files. Okay, so these are the email address. Now if you want to remove it, you have the indexes, right? So what I could do, so for x in so I can say x in temp, right? Print, just want to say x. Okay, I'm gonna say break, just want to see the first one. Okay, now I need the index, so that's why I use the named tuple and not, see, I can access it using the dot operator now. So these are the indexes where I need to remove the email address. That's the common email address, right? Like, so if you say length, and if I say temp, so how many email addresses out of 10,000, 127 email addresses are common or same, right? So if you want to remove it now, so as I said, it's not that straightforward. So now remember we had the first list which has all the email addresses. So what I will do is I would approach this as for I in range. Oh, basically I would say forget that. So for C comma I in enumerate, and I'm gonna enumerate on the list. I'm gonna do like C comma X, and I'm gonna say break for now. Okay, break for now. So what this is doing is hold on, what, L1, wait, why index, wait, what just happened? C comma I in enumerate. What the hell is going on? Hold on. Uh, okay, 17, that's the index number. So now I need to develop a script or a logic that will remove all the email addresses at that particular indexes. So I'm gonna create like a list of indexes. So those are the index that I need to remove or skip. What am I doing? So index remove, define it as a list, right? So what I'll do is basically I'm just gonna keep appending the indexes. Now, so like I'm gonna say x dot index. Okay. So if I see indexes, so if I actually print index remove, so these are the numbers where I need to remove the email addresses. So now what I can do is basically, since I have this, so for x in I think this one, right? So for x in L1, C comma L1, sorry, C comma x C comma x1 in L1. Actually enumerate L1, print C comma x1. I actually wanted to, yeah. So now what you will do, guys, your logic would be take the index of this, check when you're moving over this, see, so keep basically checking the indexes. If the indexes are basically matching, like, then you would create a new list. I mean, you would append it, otherwise you won't append it. So this is how I approach the problem and I got it sorted. So if you really enjoyed this tutorial and the logic of removing duplicate emails, do give a like to this video, and hopefully I'll upload the code after completing it on my blog, on my Google blog, so you can check it out. So yeah, that's the logic, right? So you have the index number here, also you have the index number, right? So for example, you have the index number, right? So when you keep iterating over this, so what I will do is I would say just check if like C. So the thing is, I also need to keep track of these indexes. So I think I need to, since I'm iterating over this list and I have that list, so I have two lists, right? So so the thing is, yeah, I'll try to complete it, but this is how I would approach the problem. So now I just need to figure out a way to basically the thing is, when I'm iterating over this, I also simultaneously want to iterate over that list, right? So I can do something, I don't know, as I said, so I can do something like this, maybe for J in, I don't know, as I said, I might be wrong. So print, let's do C comma J, but again, it's not gonna work, you know. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So 0, 17, 0, 169, 0. Okay, so it's gonna check the first with all the other indexes, right? Then 1 with all the other indexes. Maybe not. So let's see if J is equal to C pass. So if J is equal to C, that means the indexes are matching. That means that record I need to skip it. So new list is equal to this. So if these both are equal, that means that's a duplicate, right? That means if both are equal, because those are the indexes where I need to remove. So I'm gonna just simply say pass. But this is, hold on. So this was index removed. So these are the indexes where I need to remove it. So like for example 17, say, so, and here 17 is there, right? but it starts from 0. So when it goes to 17, hopefully. Okay. So when it comes to 17, there will be a time when this 17 is equal to 17. That means this is the record that I need to remove. I'm still thinking, because I see, guys, I'm doing it live. I did not like do the solution and then doing it. I'm thinking live right now. So when this 17 is equal to 17, that means that email, that is the email. But the thing is, you should still have, when this is equal to 17. So when this is equal to 17, that means, come on, man. What's happening? So remove the index. So that's the, is that the new list? Should I append? I think that's the thing I should append. Okay, I might be wrong. So please correct me later on the comment sections. So it's kind of very tricky to think about all of these algorithms. So if I check the new list now, it's kind of tricky, like to think about the logic. I mean, but it's nice. I mean, as I said, you always will make mistake, and it's fine to make mistakes. So yeah, that's the thing. So basically, when you say like that, so this is the list. These are the numbers. Oh, come on, man. I could have just said, like, when you are iterating over that list, if that number is there in that list, come on, yeah, exactly. That I could have done that. I mean, yeah, I mean, okay, let's stop it. I have a better idea actually. Let's do it this way. Okay, so I got an idea finally. It's a little crazy. So for example, okay, so oops, I should have said C. So what I'll do is, guys, is basically I'm just gonna check if the counter. So if the counter is in index remove. So if the counter is in index remove, pass, else append it. That's it, done. Yeah, I'm like, why am I stressing so much? I mean, it has to be simple, right? So new list. Okay. So these are the new, list of unique email address. So I would say X1. And now I'm gonna create a data frame out of it. So my unique is equal to pd dot data frame. What I'll do is basically data dictionary, right? Unique email is equal to that new list. And just print that. So these are your unique email. Guys, done. So these are the 9,880 emails are unique out of 10,000. Wow, this was a lot to take in. I mean, but it was an interesting problem. I mean, you see how I'm approaching it, like, so we had two CSV files. Let's just go over it. We had two CSV files with 10,000 emails. We had to determine, give me the list of common email address between both the CSV file, and give me a list of CSV file with a unique email which is not there in both of them. All right, how do I do that? Right? No, don't know Excel. Okay, so I read it as a pandas data frame first of all. Then I defined my algorithm. So what I did is basically I was iterating over it, and I was checking whether when they are both are same, I'm appending that to the new list. So basically I'm appending the index and the value, right, on the temp. So once I had temp, that means these are the duplicates, right? So in temp I have duplicates. So these are the indexes where I need to remove for the original stuff, right? So if you see index to remove for x in temp, index dot append. So I'm just appending the numbers because I had both right now. When I was iterating over this, I had the index and the value, right? So now I only am appending the index, so I just have numbers. So these are the numbers where I need to remove that email address. So once I did that, now what I did is basically I had a simple for loop. I had just a one for loop. So I said if the counter is in the index remove list, then don't append it. That means it's a duplicate, right? So else keep appending. So these are the unique email address. Then I created a pandas data frame, and that's it. Easy, right? Alright guys, hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, do give a like. This is how you would remove duplicate email address from 2 CSV files. So if you have encountered with these kind of problems, so this is the solution, guys. So thank you for watching. As usual, as I keep saying, guys, keep learning, keep smiling, keep coding, keep working hard on yourself, never give up. And with that being said, see you guys in the next video.